Hi, welcome to another Level 3 Probability Concepts video. This is our fourth and final video on Venn diagrams. Right, straight into an example. We have some Year 13 students who were surveyed to find out what extracurricular school activities they were part of this year, and three main activities emerged. Now, our three activities are sport, polyfest, and music. So what we're going to do is show you how to take some information and turn it into a Venn diagram that has three circles, three events. So we're going to call event A sport, event B music, and event C polyfest. Right, well, where to start? There's lots of different examples in this, in different textbooks, different workbooks, in the assessments, practice exams, and so on. You're going to have to just practice as many times as you can until you're feeling a bit better about this. I've just got one example in this video to show you one of the strategies or a strategy you can do. So as I scan down, I can start off and see that 18% of students were involved in all three activities. So all three activities is this region here. So 18%, we can pop 18 in the middle. And I like to cross these bits of information off as I go because I know I don't need to come back to it. Right, as I scan further down, I can see 23% of students were not involved in any of the three activities. So any of the three means this region outside the circles, 23% of students were not involved in these three. So let's put 23 out here and cross this one off. All right, well, as I scan around again, I've spotted something here. 7% of students played only sport. So that's this region here, only sport. So we can pop 7 in here and we can cross this information off. Now, let me scan around and find this one. 27% of students were involved in a sport and polyfest. Now, sport and polyfest is this region here, the intersection between sport and polyfest. Now, 27%. There's already 18% in the centre. So 18 plus something must make 27. So this must be 9. 9 plus 18 is 27. And so that tells us that there were 9% of our students that played only a sport and polyfest. Right, I can cross this information off. Right, I can spot this piece of information. I think that's going to help us next. 31% of students were involved in the polyfest and a music group. So polyfest and music group, this is this intersection point here. And this has to add up to 31. There's already 18 in the centre. So 18 plus something must make 31. So 18 plus 13 make 31. So therefore, there's 13% of our students took a music and a polyfest together. Right, let's cross this one off. Now, we can see in the music region, there's still two regions we don't have information for, but in both the polyfest and the sport, there's only one more region we have to find information. So let's start with maybe the sport or polyfest. I'll start with the sport. I can see that 54% of students played sport, so this entire circle must add up to 54. So 7 plus 9 plus 18 plus something is 54. So if I did a subtraction, I'd work out that the remaining bit is 20. So we can pop 20 in this region. There's 20% of students that played a sport and music together. All right, we'll come down to the polyfest and we'll see that 42% of students took part in the polyfest. So this entire region for polyfest must add up to 42. 9 plus 18 plus 13 plus something. So when we do a subtraction, we're left with just 2. That tells us just 2% of students did polyfest with no other activities. And finally, we can come back to our music because we know 59% of them were involved in a music group. This entire region must add up to 59. So we can do our subtraction and work out there must be 8% left over. 8% of students did music on their own. Right, well, we finally got there. We changed all this information into a Venn diagram. A good thing to do is to add up all the numbers and make sure they add up to our total, which in this example is 100%, which they do. Awesome. Thank you so much for watching.